You definitely have to chop this bad boy up because she's like a bucking bull when it comes off this hitch.
Just stick with me because you may not be sold just yet.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. It's Friday afternoon, I'm here by myself. Left work at about 12 o'clock, so got away at a good time. It's also school holiday starts today for Victoria. So I just wanted to get away early, and we're heading to Nagambie, as we said last week. And Laura will be catching the train up. Anyway, I've got to pick her up later, so I'm about 13 minutes away from Nagambie, but I'll just sort of touch base and let you know what we're doing. Can't wait to get there. We camped here a long time ago, but they've had big floods in between then, and they've renovated the whole place. So we're really excited to bring you guys along. So if you enjoy some of this content, please think about subscribing to help our channel grow. That would be amazing, and keeps us producing episodes. So let's go. Let's strap yourselves in and see what this episode has to offer. Made it safe and sound. Right. Sun and more sun.
Got you on site 244 on Renovated Island, so you'll just drive straight down. You'll go over a little bridge.
Yep.
There's a little bridge, and just before the amenities,
Yep.
you can go in there or that way.
Okay.
That's your closest amenities block. There's a heated pool as well. Front ramp, you can eat it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's always good to get out and check it out, especially when you're by yourself. It's a top little spot, little bridge over to the lake there. I literally thought we were right on the lake, but obviously not. There's just a little pond, but that's all right. It's peaceful. That's all you want. think that was 2 or 3 goes, but never mind, we got there in the end. Look at that, bloody beauty Tex. Speaking of Tex, he's in the car with the coos. So, oh, Laura's going to kill me too because I forgot the bloody Caravan mat. We took it out of the Caravan a while ago when it was wet to wash it and dry it, and bang, forgot it. The first thing I try to do is when I get here, or when I get anywhere, is just tie these dogs up straight away. So I've made some leads off the Caravan, and it's basically bang when they're not tripping you up. Just under here, like put a little U-bolt there, and keep them apart as well, so they don't, you know, Coco can sort of, you know, wrap herself around poles and stuff like that. Yeah, perfect. Coco, she likes that grassy area. There would have been a nice site actually, 245. Anyway, beggars can't be choosers. What else have I got to do? Check out in here. Grab our little stool. It's a bit annoying, this stool, because actually probably don't need it because the Caravan's quite low. So I might put that out of the way because Tex will just tangle himself in it, which is a bit annoying. At least I've got the muck mat. Stop all the rocks getting inside and keep the misso happy. Alright, how are we looking here? We've got Alcatraz. That can go straight outside for you. Coco's bed. Set this up. Can you two get out? This is what they're like, and they've been sitting in the car for 2 hours. I usually stop halfway, but I didn't want to get here too late. There you go, all the utilities are hooked up. Pretty basic. I'll show you something that we did. Actually, this episode we're going to show some little things that we've amended on the Caravan to make life a little bit easier. It's probably not for everyone, but at least, you know, you might get some ideas of what you can do yourselves, or you might have already done them. You might have already seen it. But anyway, we'll showcase a little bit of that, and I'll show you. Oh shit, the hose is running. Hang on a sec. What I generally do when we pull up somewhere is I just fill the middle tank. And that way it's done, so when we leave it's ready to go, even though we've got power and water here. Yeah, so we'll show you a couple of little ideas that we've come up with. You're probably wondering what this thing behind us is. I'll get Laura will show you what that is down the track. I get heaps of questions about the kayak, and this place that we're at is perfect to launch the kayak. So I'm going to do an in-depth review into the Primal fishing kayak and my thoughts of it, and yeah, you guys can make up your own mind whether it's something that will be good for your travels or not. Oh, I better put the chocks on, bear with me. Yeah, you definitely have to chock this bad boy up because she's like a bucking bull when it comes off this hitch sometimes, especially when it's wound right up. See how we go. She might end up in the lake. She does move around a bit. And we're on a big slant. I might have to there you go. I was going to say I might have to let the airbags out a little bit. We just got that off with enough height. You guys stay there and I'll drive the car forward. He's such a pain in the ass, this dog. Have a look at him. Stirring the crap out of Coco. Hey, Dal.
Dad. Another successful transport trip.
Are we back on the beers already?
No, babe. Come on.
The fire's going.
It's only day 4.
Oh no, maybe you start next week.
Here we go. And then what happens next week?
We start the week after.
Daddy got a haircut.
Yeah.
The doggies are at home.
The dogs are getting looked after.
Oh, are they? Well, this is nice. So the train does come to Nagambie. However, at this time of the day, it's a coach from Seymour Station. This actually works out really well. It got me thinking about the Misto's birthday and what we should get up to.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, I'll be on the beers. I know that much.
Well, it'll be August, so it's fine. Just gotta like take it easy for July, doll. Take it easy. So we mentioned that we've got a few mods to show you, and this one we've had for a while. Sorry, Tex wants to be in the video. Out! Not this time, buddy. Okay, you might have seen this on Instagram. I did post it on Instagram a while ago. It's called the Sandy, S-N-D-Y, bedding set, particularly for caravans, okay? I have been looking for a caravan set for our queen size bed for a very long time, and I found an amazing one in America, but they don't ship to Australia, so this was my only option that ticked the boxes in terms of combining a fitted sheet and a doona together. Now just stick with me because you may not be sold just yet. First of all, the colour. There are about 5 colours to choose from, but this is the one that matched our van the most, because as you can see, we've got our little budgie in the back, we've got our pinks and our greens. It's all very...
Not we, you.
It's all very pastel-y. And then you got our raincoat jackets.
Yeah, that's more my colour.
Yeah. Out of the 5 choices, this colour kind of blended in with our colour scheme the most. I just realised where my socks are.
Under the bed.
Anyway, so what I want to show you is how practical this is. If you've followed us for a while, you would have seen we used to have the white doona cover. Definitely not practical for travelling or with dogs, but it looks better. It looks neat. Now, what happens is sometimes the misto steals all the doona, or sometimes the misto kicks the doona off. And then what, essentially...
It's always about the misto.
Essentially, the doona ends up falling down here onto where the dogs were sleeping, and it was just a shambles. Also, on his side mostly, is the fitted sheet would come off, and it would, you know, trying to make a caravan bed is hard enough. So, I said no more of this. Now we have the Sandy bedding cover, quilt cover and fitted sheet in one. Unzip this side, tucked it in nicely. Alright. The doona cover zips right up around the side. It zips down the bottom, and you can fold over the whole side. And there's my socks from last night. This fitted sheet is joined to the doona, so as you can see, you just zip it up and it's all in one. Now underneath, it tucks under here, and then we bought these suspenders to hold the fitted sheet in place, so we don't have, see this, it clips onto here on both sides, right underneath, so we don't have the issue of the fitted sheet coming up every morning after we've slept on it. Now you might think that this is a little bit like a sleeping bag. It is, but it's actually got a lot of comfort. It's got a lot of height underneath, so you don't feel so claustrophobic. And it's on both sides. So if you want to be unzipped, you can be unzipped. But it's all about making the bed. So in the morning, you just zip it up. I mean, I wouldn't have all this undone. I normally I have it to about here. And if you want to make your bed, can you just unzip your side, doll? So just to there. So you can also have it like that. Zip the sides up, and then if you stand back, doll, you'll see how neat and tidy it is. So we don't have a doona falling off the bed anymore. The fitted sheet's all in one place, and it's very, very comfy.
I was a little bit concerned because when Laura first got it, I was like, God, that's really thin. She said, no, it's supposed to breathe really well and be nice and comfortable and not too hot, not too cold. And I was surprised. It is actually quite warm.
It's like a comforter. So, you know, those comforters that you can buy from Kmart that are just a doona and doona cover in one. It's pretty much like those, but it's attached to your fitted sheet. Now, to wash these, you actually wash the whole thing together. That's what the instructions are. We've had this for probably a month and a bit now, and we love it. It's so warm.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, we have our blanket, our nice light green blanket that we put on top, and I end up throwing that blanket off because I'm so hot in this bed. And then in summer, it's supposed to be nice and cool.
Yeah, and most times I just keep mine unzipped because I don't like to be like clammed up. So I'll just have my side unzipped and Laura will have hers zipped up. She likes it zipped up, and that she doesn't lose any doona. I don't lose any doona, and it's easy to get in and out. And then when making the bed, it's so simple to make the bed. I actually make the bed every morning now because it's easy. I just zip it up.
Yeah, look at this. This is literally making the bed. So you get out, you get up for the day, fold this back. You zip up your side, doll. I'll zip up my side. Tuck it in nicely. Put your pillows back. There you go.
Done. Like a boss.
Beautiful.
I suppose $1 million question is, how much did this cost?
Oh, yeah, okay. So $240 for the bedding. So that's the fitted sheet and the quilt cover and the doona. And then I paid $15 for a set of 2 suspenders to hold your fitted sheet together underneath. So the whole thing came to a total cost of $255. But if you sign up to their email, their subscription, then you'll probably get 5% off. But yeah, not sponsored, but we'll show you good products when we use them.
Good stuff.
So that's that.
Alright, so a little modification that we did was for these dogs is just put a couple of U-bolts in here. I spoke about a little bit about that yesterday, and it's just easy for us if we hop out of the van, we have it overhanging here, and we can grab it and just, especially for Tex, because he just wants to bolt out and explore the world. Where Coco's a little bit more compliant, so we tie one there and it's just ready to go as soon as we get in. I literally just fold the whole lead up and put it straight in here, and it's out of the way. Just around to the back of the van, what I did was I cut the waste hose in half for a couple of reasons. One, it's a pain in the butt like winding up the big waste hose, so what I did was I thought I just cut it in half. So situations like this, the waste is right here, that you don't need a massive 20-meter hose, and I put a joiner on the end of this so the other hose just fits into that. So that's really very, very handy. Let's come back to the front of the van. So when I'm cooking with the barbecue here, it's constantly like looking around for a bin where to, you know, you might have some paper towel that you've just washed the barbecue down with, or even you might pick up some dog crap you need to put somewhere pretty quickly. So I've just installed this bin here, and just oh, there you go, Laura's put some dog poo in it already, and just Sikaflexed it and bolted it straight to the pillar there. Look, it's probably going to get smashed with some rocks and stuff like that, especially on dirt roads, but it doesn't really bother me. You know, it's a $3 bin, so it's very handy at the moment. I could have sat it in here as well, out of the way, but that's where I keep all my cray pots, which is perfect. This here I've just put the rail track in, which these are adjustable. You can move up and down to however you like, just so I can strap some things to the top of the toolbox that are not too heavy. It's not going to affect our tow ball weights at all. We're still waiting on the 4-ton tow hooks from Nagambie, that they haven't come out yet. So because what happens is we've lost a few shackles. They just come loose in the back of the car and you end up losing the bolts in them. So it's so annoying. You might be somewhere and you need to tow, and then you're not really compliant if you don't have that with you. So there are a few mods that we've done to the Caravan. Like I said, nothing too extravagant, but it makes life a little bit easier. Let us know what you guys have done to your van, or if there's anything that we should do to ours to make life a touch easier. I think that's about all we've got.
Okay, now one of the best parts about having a channel on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram is we have amazing followers like you guys who support us, and not only just support us, are extremely generous. One, by coming to our farm and staying at our hip camp, and two, giving us amazing gifts that like just blow us away.
Yeah, very unwarranted, but just so thoughtful and appreciative.
Yeah, this is just like completely different. So we've mentioned that it's my birthday, it's also Troy's birthday coming up soon, and we've just got some amazing followers that have gone, can we please send you something, like we've seen something that you guys will love. And this one in particular is from Mary, also known as Aussie Mezzy on YouTube. Mary has found me the ultimate charcuterie board with a lid. Very
that floats your boat, doesn't it?
Right? So it's Saturday morning, it's almost lunchtime. I've got an array of things here. Shut that because of the light. And I thought I'm gonna put them on the new board, and that's what we'll have for lunch. What do you think, Dale?
Sure. No complaints from me.
Yeah, because tonight we've got an amazing roast lamb, which is just coming to room temperature here. I'm going to prepare that later, but I thought for now, like for lunch, I think we'll just have some nibbles and then have a nice big dinner tonight.
I was literally just about to tell you guys about this little gift that Mary got me outside, and then this lady just walked straight right in the middle of our campsite. Have a look at this little ripper. This here is like a bait bucket. And what I wanted to do, and what I was trying to explain before that lovely lady interrupted me, was that I put the yabbies in here with a little bit of water, and that just keeps them alive. And you can even put a bubbler in here. The other good thing is you could put any fish that you catch, you can just put straight in. Straight in there, chuck some ice in there or some
water,
and that fills right up.
Yeah,
it's nice light, and it's my colour, orange.
It is, and it's compact.
Thanks, Mary. Just the thought of getting something like this just is unbelievable, isn't it? You missed the turn off, Dale.
The question is, how am I going to get the dogs through here? Actually, they could probably go through the gate.
I reckon they'll probably get through there better than what you can.
Go, go, go. Up, up. Yes, up. Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Okay, let's
That could have been dangerous.
see how Tex goes.
Not that one. Good
Come
boy.
on, Tex. Good boy.
Good boy. Up. Where's Mum? Good boy. Ready? Alright, Dale, I'll get the car.
Okay, thanks, Dad. Got the two Muppets now. Struggled to find the boardwalk. Let's see how we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, I know it's dry July, but when you're at a brewery, I've got to break the rules, seriously. Have a look at this.
Oh, that's cute. That's the least alcohol.
Really? The dark one?
That's 4.5%.
Okay. I don't know if it's just that I haven't had a beer in a week or that went down a treat. Alright, so this is pretty simple. It's basically just a stainless steel rod where I've put some conduit on there to keep it safe in the caravan, with some prongs that we got made up, and that slides up and down, and then you just stick your roast directly onto that, and the back side we've made into like a square piece, and literally, I'll keep those, but literally what happens is it goes straight across the fire like this, and bang, it'll rotisserie, and it's just some star pickets. Very basic, very simple and quite light, and you can adjust it so you can hit this down further if you like, if you want it closer to the fire. But we've got a really good fire going here. We're going to get the coals down, and then I'll put the leg of lamb on that's straight from the farm, and she'll be happy days. Just want to make sure I get that distance right. You're better off working this out before you put the lamb on, obviously. That'll just sit like that. And generally, just give it a and that's all there is to it. Bang, plug it in. I've got a battery operated rotisserie as well that I can use, but this time we're on a powered site, so I might as well just run the power directly to it. So we've got two of those, and it should be a bloody beauty, Tex. We're very late putting this on.
Okay, you ready?
We'll be eating by
You want the fat side down,
7 o'clock.
the thin side up,
Just the leg side down.
like that?
Yeah,
There we go.
Whoa. Look at that. That, my friend, is all you need to do. Usually I'd tie a bit of rope on there, but we don't have any rope, any string with us. So that metal skewer will work perfectly, and we've got two fires going because it gets really cold here at night. So the back fire is just to kick around, and that's the cooking fire for the lamb. It's hard to see in the light, but it's not bad.
We wanted it cooked.
We had an issue because we put it on too late. It would have been nice to get it on about 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. So now she's got to rest. I don't want to put that through the gazilla.
No, you don't. Okay, up. Stay there, darling. What's Mummy got?
Good boy. That's a good boy.
You're not going to eat that in one go, Jexie.
Showing too much of the dogs. How good's that?
Good job, darling.
Nice, Andy.
Absolutely amazing.
Spit's a bit of an effort, but it's worth it.
Well, if you put it on early, it's not. It's actually pretty easy.
Moving day.
Moving.
Back home.
Yeah, unfortunately. All good things must come to an end.
Funny thing is we actually asked for a late checkout of 2 p.m. and it's 11 a.m.
And we're ready to go.
Exactly. That's true JU form, where we struggle to sit still sometimes, but the weather is dependent on that too. We thought it was going to be a nice sunny day, but it's actually very overcast. In terms of Caravan Park, it's amazing. They've put a lot of money into this, and if you're just after a cabin, you're going to have the best views and the best comfort, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm tipping in summer this place will be packed. It's a very large area. There's so many waterfront sites and cabin sites that are right on the water. And there's heaps to do in town. There's like a little water park in town. There's the breweries. There's lots of little shops, lots of boutique sort of shops. So heaps to do.
Yeah, and the boardwalk into town is new.
Yeah, that's brand new as well.
So there's lots to see and do here now. And obviously black caviar came from Nagambie, so they got that little piece of history there too. We've been camping with our dogs and Harrison and Bill and Molly for a long time, but for some reason this weekend was such a challenge with the dogs. They just were not.
They weren't settled. They were just sort
behaving.
Of out of sorts.
Yeah, and then it was. We didn't get any sleep the last 2 nights, so. Oh my God, they drove me bonkers this weekend. And this situation behind us, see that cage, it's upright, and the bed, it's not floating my boat. It's not floating my boat to go around Australia with this setup. So I don't know what we do here. I don't know if you guys have any ideas, but we have tried to think of ways to make it easier. We even had both of them sleep on the couch last night, but then Tex would go and jump into Coco's bed and she would growl, and then that would wake us up.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like travelling with children. They're not always going to be on sync with how things happen, and they were just out of sorts this weekend, which made it difficult. But you know what? I'd rather lose sleep here than lose sleep at home.
That's true.
Because we're experiencing camping, and it is relaxing in its own way.
Yeah.
The dogs are not always going to be like that. It's just one of those things. But I do agree with Laura with the cage and stuff, and you're trying to navigate your way around things. It just doesn't work. So we do need a better solution. Yeah, it's just a matter of coming up with something. But anyway, thanks again for all your support, all your comments.
Your likes, your subscribes, your super thanks.
For coming up to us in the street and saying hello. It's fantastic. We love meeting like-minded people. And, but we'll see you on the next one.
Yes.
So, take care, guys. Have a good week.
Yep. See you guys. Bye.
Alright, as we said earlier in our previous episode, that we get in the car and we just start to think about what we can do. We've just pulled up into the factory to drop the van off, and the misso has come up with this idea. Let's have a look at this. Why is the mattress out, darling?
It's showtime!
It's game on. Alright, so we've been complaining about these dogs that have got nowhere to go.
That we love so much.
Yeah, and so what we decided to do is reconfigure this whole bedroom area.
Instead of buying a new caravan.
Yeah, well, that was the other option. It's like, oh, do we design a new caravan? And we've just designed this one, and it is absolutely perfect. We love every aspect of it. It's just that we need somewhere for these dogs to sleep at night, and with the bed down so low. So initially Tex was sleeping in under here. And
when he was a wee little boy?
Yeah, when he was a little puppy, and he slept in there, and it worked quite well, didn't it? For a little bit, but now he's just getting too big.
And when we took his bed out of there, he kept coming back here. He got used to either sleeping under there or sleeping here in my little corner.
So the plan is that we're going to pull all this apart. I'm going to remove this box, this whole box here, and I'm going to build a new box higher up, so our bed will be lifted up a little bit, and then the dogs will have all this area here. We're actually going to do it so we can remove it and put it back the way it was. That way, you know, down the track, if we ever sell the van, you know, people might want the bed up so high, so we can easily just reconfigure it back to how it was, or how it is now. But in the meantime, we're going to do that, and then her other little idea, this thing just keeps tick, 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 was to put a little trap door in here that goes outside, and we can let the dogs in and out.
More so for the annex. Oh, we're going to buy a doggy door then.
No, not.
That's better. We'll get a doggy door instead of getting a hatch from Great Aussie. Win. Together, we work.
No, we don't. A team. We don't want a dirty, rotten doggy door.
No, it will look fine.
It's got to be a hatch with a doggy door on the inside.
We'll see.
So you've seen all the outside mods that we've gone through, and there's, you know, they're not ever anything too extravagant, but inside we had to make some big changes because the dogs on the weekend were just, you know, they have their moments where they just they're not settled.
Yes, and Troy and I do our best work when we're actually in the car driving somewhere together, and we nut out these little ideas in our brains and
just get stuck straight into it.
Yeah, we literally got home from camping from Nagambie and he said, all right, let's modify.
We had a bit of time Sunday afternoon, so we're like, let's modify this sleeping arrangement for the dogs. And we think we've nailed it, but let us know what you think. We're just about to show you.
Yeah.
It's a big change.
It is a big change, but it's going to make a massive difference, hopefully, to our living situation now and in the future on the road. But there's a couple of reasons why we did this. One is because it's much, much cheaper for us to do this ourselves, and luckily Troy's got a trade background to be able to do this. And two, if we took it to Great Aussie, it'd be there for a month or so and probably cost us a bomb. So we thought, I'm pretty sure we can tackle this ourselves, and we're pretty wrapped with the result.
Yeah, it definitely had its moments.
It did.
Like anything that you try to tackle, because ultimately you don't want to wreck the van. You know, it's a very expensive van, so we don't. That's the last thing we want to do. So I've made this a bit of a modular, so it can be removed, and we don't have to stress too much about it. We can. Anyway, you'll know more when we show you.
Yeah, but we're starting here. So we've got a few different storage and
more comfort.
Yeah, more comfort for the van. So hold this, Dale. First thing is, I just found this at Kmart today, $5. There's a little shelf, and I thought, you know what, that's where we can put our keys, our phones, some batteries for the GoPro and stuff, because we used to put them up here and it would get very messy, and then you also need to be able to open this. And I just thought, nah, this is much more organised.
Yeah, and that just sticks directly onto the wall.
Yeah, there's no drilling required, and it fits in our colour scheme. Now, second thing you'll see on the floor, and this will give you a little bit of an idea of what's coming, okay? This is a nice grey shaggy rug cut. Okay, you'll see the rest in a second, but this is from Bunnings, and the whole rug is 200 by 300 millimeters, and it's $99. Okay,
this is the big one.
hold on, you said Tex was in Alcatraz before. What do you call this one?
Well, I think this is like a medium security prison. You can get out if you really wanted to, but I think he'll struggle to get out of this one anyway. So
okay, let's talk about the bed.
All right, so what we ultimately wanted was somewhere for the dogs to be comfortable, and they always want to sort of be near us, and we don't want them on our bed. So Laura came up with the idea, let's raise the bed and we'll put the dogs underneath. So that's what we've done. That's why the bed's a little bit higher. So it comes from here to here. That's the extra height that we've put on.
How much is that, Dale?
295 centimetres.
How is it? Okay.
To be exact.
There you go.
And then you've got obviously the mattress width as well.
How does this affect our headroom?
Well, it's actually quite cosy. I mean, you've got to be careful you don't hit your head on the cupboards, but
yeah, and we actually don't block the window, so the window's not blocked. It's just we've gone up.
Yeah,
we've raised the bar.
Yeah, the only downside to it is getting onto the bed, so you might need a little step, or just jump up like that.
You do high jump.
So it's, you know, it's just like being in a bunk bed.
Okay.
Anyway,
next mod is what you're standing on.
Okay, so this is part of the rug that we purchased from Bunnings, and it's the same rug as what we used to have in our last van. We had that cut. It was really simple to cut. It's quite lightweight as well, which is handy, and we basically just cut that to size that fit around our bed last time. We found it really good, especially when you get out of bed and the floor's really freezing cold. You can stand directly on that mat, which is awesome. Bring us around here. This is where we have the start of Alcatraz.
I'll do the demo. Okay.
Yeah, so this was basically just a part of our gate system that we had with the dogs, and all I've done is I've fixed it to the top panel, which this is the panel that we've extended. So I haven't gone into any of the old cabinetry, which is important in itself, and then it's just double-sided tape to that wall
on here.
That's very strong.
Now you're probably wondering, why do we have a gate in our bedroom for the dogs? Well, because they like to walk around at night. And also if we have people over or we want to have dinner in peace and that, they've got a nice big section here that we can lock them in. Those doors that block off the living room and the bedroom, they can go straight through them because they're only material.
Yeah, the concertina doors. It also allows us, if we want to get out during the night and walk out the front door, it saves the dogs bolting out the door as well.
Yep. Now what's below is like the ultimate children's cubby house or the ultimate large dog bed area.
Let's lift it up.
Okay. Here we
Dun,
go.
dun, dun.
On your left there is the diesel heater. That hasn't moved.
Like I said earlier, this is the old bed frame, and I've just put a panel on top here. I've built a box at the back there, and then the bed basically just bolts, screws directly down to the bed head, so to speak.
And then this front panel.
This front panel is just extra support that runs right across. Otherwise, I've just put an air vent hole in for the diesel heater that needs airflow. Got a lot more airflow now as well because it's in a bigger area.
Yeah.
It's only temporary. It's not, you know, this is just for our travels. So if we ever go to sell the van, we can always revert it back to its original state.
Yep.
Which was very important.
Okay.
All right, now look at this. This is the bloody beauty, Tex. Look at that. Oh.
Now, talk about...
Comfort.
Yeah.
The full height is 720, so the dogs can stand up once the bed's down. They can literally stand up in here and walk around if they like.
Yep.
And then they've got all the ample room at the front of the bed as well.
The first goal was to carpet our bedroom area, so we did that with the rug, and then I had some pieces left over and I thought, actually, why don't I just put them around the edge of the box so that it's nice and soft for them, and I just used some tacks to keep them in place. And then I went to my best store in Australia, Kmart, and got a nice sturdy comfy bed that both of them can lay on, and a Sherpa blanket that will keep them nice and warm.
I'll tell you what, when I'm in the doghouse, this is where I'm sleeping.
It's pretty
bloody
cool, isn't it?
comfortable. It's awesome.
The other thing we had to consider was how are they going to get some water, because this is also a good place to keep them when we go out during the day as well. And I got this bowl from Kmart. So what you do is as they drink, this moves down and more water comes through. And it's an anti-spill because it's got this frame around it, so they won't make a mess.
Yeah, and when you're travelling, it's not going to have water everywhere.
Yeah. So when this comes down, okay, they've still got plenty of room under here.
We still have storage at the back here too.
There is too. Yep. But the goal is they share the bed, they've got some comfort, they're locked in, they can't go wandering, and they can't upset us.
They can't.
And they're happy that they're close to us.
Now we've lost our cubby holes, so Laura come up with the idea of these from Kmart, and that way I can just put my glasses there on my phone in there, and then we just charge from there.
I've got one on my side as well, and the lights have the USB point underneath, so we can still charge our phones. Yeah. The other thing we did was we put our remote control up there. That's just on Velcro, and it's in the middle, so we can both turn the TV on and off, rather than keeping it here where you got to get out of bed to get it or put it away. Yeah,
I reckon that's awesome. Like, even if you don't have dogs, and if you've got children and you have a similar setup to this, doing that would make heaps of sense, because kids can just play under there with their toys. And
yeah,
it's just you're utilising more space of the caravan.
Yeah.
And you're probably wondering, oh, you put a lot more weight in the back. It's probably, we're looking at about 25 kilos that we've put in extra, which I'll move something from the back. We've already taken off our pillow cup. We had a pillow top on our bed. That was quite heavy, so we've gotten rid of that. That's probably 5 kilos just in itself.
But yeah, you would have seen at the start of this video, we were talking about, we had Tex's cage here, we had Coco's bed here. It was just, we couldn't get through. Now look how much room there is. It's so clean and tidy.
Yeah.
And their beds won't be coming out here. The least we will do is put a sheet over the couch, and they can come and chill with us.
Yeah.
But if it's time for bed,
Straight in there.
They know where to go.
Straight into minimum security.
I am so happy.
You're going to go see the mushroom lady, Tex, if you keep that up.
And we're going camping this weekend, so we'll let you know how it goes. Good job, darling.